And I think with the Web3, it's not like this no more. Everyone has a chance for who they are and what they propose to the world. They will find somewhere someone who love actually their art for their expression and not about the rules, about what the work of art have to look like, but just accept it and find a new platform, a new community who will love actually that kind of expression and your art.
Hey everyone, and welcome yet to another episode of NewForum. NewForum is powered by NewCoin Foundation and is focused on fostering the expansion of decentralized social applications, also known as Social 3.0, by forming an ecosystem and a community of visionaries, creators, and investors to spark conversations on the topics of crypto, the metaverse, NFTs, and everything Web3.
And on this episode of NewForum, we're happy to have Laura Ma, a photographer, art director, and artist who is working for brands such as Louis Vuitton. She's also dropping an NFT collection in collaboration with Playboy. We're going to chat with her about her NFT collection, Web3 Tools for creatives, and how these tools will impact the creative industry. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your patience. And we're really happy that you're here today.
My pleasure. It's I'm glad to be able to talk about my art and expressing about what I'm doing. So thank you so much for that opportunity.
Amazing. So why don't we start with you telling us about yourself and your journey falling down the NFT rabbit hole?
So it was maybe 1 year ago. I do participate in few contests. One with Paris Hilton. Because she's into NFT and a lot. And the other contest was with Playboy, and they actually just trying to put some artists around the globe to make an exhibition all together. So last year we did Miami Art Basel. Yeah, they used the CenterFold batiment to make a huge exhibition with a different kind of NFTs, covers from Playboy, a social event. It was very, very dope. Fortunately, I am in Paris, so I couldn't come to watch the party, but I was here in my heart. And then after the project with the people grew as a community, a real community linked together and almost collaborate together through a project, through a new art of work. So today I am working with few other Playboy artists. We try to collaborate, so I put my own by giving pictures, for example. And then after a drawing, an artist from Playboy will draw on it and just make more valued the actual work of art. After after all these layers of transformation of different kind of people who had in some of their artistic part, we mix it and we did a new work of art all together. So different kind of people and skills and competence.
That's really interesting. I think I haven't, it was through you that I read about the Playboy community. Like I didn't know about it. So how would you describe the community so far? And like, who are the kind of people in there? Are they just like NFT artists?
I'm glad to be part because people are very open-minded. They can talk about very private things such as trauma, sexuality, transgender, expression of the gender, homosexuality, everything like about sex, about life, they're really very open to talk about it through their art. And actually on Twitter space, we discuss why your art coming from, where was your inspiration, everything like that. So after we have a very point of view, general point of view of the artist maker, and we can understand the purpose of it, actually. And that's very interesting because a lot of people have different kind of things to say through the art, and you don't notice it the first time when you catch the work of art, but when you actually have the full explanation, you're like, oh, that's a full story behind, and that's more genuine, more interesting. And after you want to, collaborate with that person to create something together and see what happens.
That's really awesome. And what's the onboarding process like? Is it really easy to join the Playboy community, or you have to go through like a complicated process?
For my part, it was a contest. So I just drop a picture and then waiting for the news. Playboy has different kind of theme. So when they contact you, they will say it's for this thematic, like sex and magic, for example. This month, I have a thematic about sex and magic, and I have to work with someone else to create the work of art with the theme of sex and magic. That's our only rules.
It sounds really like you found yourself within this community and you really expanded like your work. Could you maybe explain like what your personal work, like how it started? I think I saw a lot on kind of like mixed media, like photography mixed with like styling almost, and really these ethereal colors. And how did you like integrated that into your Web3 or NFT process?
So I have different kind of words. So I'm making so few pictures printed for galleries, like physical material. But actually, I wanted to sell it as an NFT, as a non-fungible token, because it's already printed and available to sell as they are. So I was into it maybe 1 year ago, 2 years ago. And I didn't want to do the same thing that I was making physically in our galleries. I don't want to make it something just classical, because for me Web3 is very everything but not classical. So I'm trying to adapt myself, adapt my work of art, my way of communication, and I have to learn step by step, try to build a community with some different kind of word like Playboy, but I'm into a lot of different kind of platforms on in the world. I'm trying to collaborate with different kind of artists through the globe. Yeah, it's kind of easy because of internet. Like in a pandemic with internet, that's the double double weapons. But yeah, we're actually living through our screen and try to make something despite all of what happens in the world, and the lockdown and the pandemic. So yeah, it enhance yeah a lot of my creativity, and I couldn't make it happen because of the troubles we have in the world with the pandemic and lockdown. So I have to find a way to express myself and to collaborate with new artists without any risk. And it was for me very perfect. So that's why I really wasn't get into this, because it was very new and everything was possible for me, like without any borders. We just talking and create together, even with through a screen.
Well, I mean, I think you kind of like nailed it there, because a lot of these changes happen, and through these maybe painful processes, a lot of innovation also happened, and a lot of artists had to like, make a change and like sort of go back to the drawing board and make changes and reinvent themselves, right? To kind of like adapt the situation. And a lot of great stuff have come out of it so far. So I think you kind of, in a way, you've sort of touched a bit on your learnings, but I'm curious to know what are some of your biggest learnings, especially as a professional artist and a retoucher, and why do you see Web3 tools being helpful for artists in general? And maybe you can share some of your favorite Web3 tools. That would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, Web3, that's about metaverse and NFT, crypto money. It's the beginning of the internet era a few years ago for me. Actually, it's like kind of we don't have any person who make a tampon between the artist and the collector. So there's no rules no more, because I know in Paris it's difficult to get into the fashion world, to get into the art world, everyone to be part of it. And the Paris usually tries to put some rules to be in. You have to fit this world to be access of it. And I think with the Web3, it's not like this no more. Everyone has a chance for who they are and what they propose to the world. They will find somewhere someone who love actually their art for their expression, and not about the rules, about what the work of art have to look like, but just accept it and find a new platform, a new community who will love actually that kind of expression and your art. And in the physical art is world is kind of difficult right now, because we all still have a lot of things to prove before to access of it. And that's good with Web3, because we just need to create, and we will find a community who gonna invest, support you, and helping you create with you vary a lot of stuff. And yeah, you can do so much easier a lot of work because we break all the people who stuck the freedom of art, honestly.
I think that's super like beautiful what you just said about, you know, like there's kind of these rules set in place that you kind of have to fit in, but also Web3 opens up the door for you to just, you know, kind of say, okay, wait a minute, I can just do it myself. I can find my community, and, you know, you can still collab with brands, and they also have to adapt to be more open to this space and to let new designers or artists in to really, like, you know, I think it's also for them like a big shift through the pandemic and through, you know, this whole explosion of Web3. So I'm wondering, what do you think, like talking about fashion, like do you think like digital fashion and NFTs and social tokens are going to be like the norm for fashion brands? Because I feel like I saw Louis Vuitton having like a filter on their last runway, and I was like, oh, like they're going that direction. So I'm wondering, what's your opinion on that?
I'm very glad that my company actually they make a game, Louis the game, and you can download on the Play Store. It's a game for everyone in the world, and you can win actually some NFTs in the game. So it's mixing kind of new worlds with video games and NFT, and the fact that you can earn something by playing. It's like no waste of time no more. So yeah, it's kind of genuine and talented, and I'm very proud of seeing all that brands going into that, even Nike, a lot of brands actually. And I think for me, that will be the beginning of maybe the new collection will be out. The new collection of anyone brands will start on the metaverse before in the physical world. I think in the future it will be like this. So people will buy this NFT, this new outfit, and they will try it first by themselves, or to copy on their own photographs on Instagram, and then everyone can see some people have access to new designers, but just only virtually. It's just an NFT that you earn, but you can use it in your picture in Instagram. I think it's a beginning, because I saw people in the articles buying for some houses, virtual houses. So why not? Why not close it and people will buy more easily every kind of luxury. It will be more easy for them to get this kind of opportunity because luxury is not very easy to get it. You have to go to the special shops, special countries, and maybe online. But here you can have access directly with the NFT, just buy it and pull it on your pictures. So maybe it will be the future. People will, and despite to buying a lot of different kind of fabrics, shops, Zara, H&M, and a lot of kind of huge brands, they will maybe in the future people will buy their stuff on the virtual and just wear a simple shirt. In real life we don't know. Maybe it's like that. Everyone would be like the kind of new version, the new fantasy of themselves through the NFTs. They would buy some stuff, copy it, like a video games actually.
As you're speaking, I'm just visualizing that time where like it's time to record NewForum, and I'm just like, I don't know what to wear, and I just come sit down. I have this filter on or whatnot.
Yeah.
And how easy that would be. And so yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, we had a guest on maybe like last week, and we were talking about the metaverse, and she had really strong but quite transparent opinions about the metaverse. And I think that what really stood out, like what she said, that a thing she said that stood out for me is the fact that like the metaverse is pretty much enhancing, it's like an enhanced version of the internet, right? And then others will say the metaverse or all these new technologies is kind of enhancing our real life because we're physical beings, right? We're not going to live in the internet, right? And so I think this is a topic that we kind of need to, how do I say, like elaborate on that, because if somebody's new and then they're watching a podcast, they're like, what are they talking about? Like digital, like I cannot, comprehend it. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's different. It's like the old people from the last internet era, who try to find out how we use a computer step by step. It's like the same for me because actually it's the way we're going through all people, I guess, buying a billion of tokens and immaterials home. I think it's for them to enhance their life even after the death, even after your physical body, after your physical body left. I think people will use a virtual to stay here with the people close and have marks of their lives, of their taste, who they are. Truly, it's like a testimony.
Wow, that thought, like, what if you leave behind like a secret metaverse when you die, and then I don't know, but that's really like wide thought. But I agree with what you're saying. Even thinking about my wardrobe and my furniture and all these things that we add on to our lives, like that are around, and we change our taste or we want different colors. And there's obviously in fashion there's seasons, and why not make it a bit more minimal and enhance it with like digital technology? Like, why not just, like you said, wear like a plain body or have like a filter with makeup, or I don't know, just to have that same kind of expression for that if you want that. But yeah, I think I always love the topic about the metaverse and like how this is all going to look like in the future.
We saw all together how it explodes through the globe, and everyone is getting into, even the brands, the artists, the celebrities, the unknown people, the teenagers. Everyone is ready for the metaverse. So I think we're gonna get access to it maybe a few years after, but it's on the way.
I'm wondering, like, because you worked a lot in the, as an artist and in the creative industry, I'm wondering, what do you think can be better in like when you work as like a creative director or photographer, and you deal with like clients or, you know, contracts, and how can maybe Web3 bring more transparency, or, you know, you can use these tools to be more self-sufficient, be more yeah, have a better business for yourself. Like I'm wondering what you think about that.
The brand, actually, when I'm working as a photographer, they don't know that much about NFTs. They just heard about it, but not getting into that much. So this is why I'm trying to make them happen in a Web3. Just try to see and discover what the other world is. But I think we have so much photography, fashion, and art has different kind of free words, are very specific. And as I said before, in Paris, you have to be something first before you have to access of it. So you have to prove yourself before you can have any access in this world. And it works in fashion, it works with the art, and especially for the woman, they don't have so much woman in heart. We're still fighting for that because our bodies representations are everywhere, but no one actually who make the art are actually women. So this is a lot of I wish the metaverse will bring so much more female artists to talk about their body, and not just male artists who's talking about woman bodies. Like for me, it's kind of urgent because through years and years and years, we see how male artists, painters, videographer, and everyone through the art, how they picture the body of the woman, but actually they don't let the woman talk about themselves. So it's kind of a problem here. So I'm hurry and so happy to see a lot of women creating for and expressing through their art and be able to sell it, because there's a lot of women doing that, but before the Web3, they have no platforms, they have no community, they have no collectioners to make money of it and actually work into the art. And now with this, they just have to find the collectioners and some community to build a real audience and community to be able to invest in their art. And it's so much more easy this way than the old way with the brands, with the resume, with an interview. There's so much process to get into that world. And Web3 is like direct. You post your things and people will love or not, but you will find your own people who love, and you can continue and build with them. Much more easier to find them.
I love that coming from your perspective. You know, I think it's really interesting because you obviously have experience with working with people, and, you know, giving the artist and the woman like this kind of message, I think is really important, you know, and taking ownership as an artist, as a person, and that we can do that through Web3 is amazing. I think there's still things that we have to figure out and better, like giving more access to different people. But I think it's a start, and I'm happy that you flourish in the space.
Oh, you're welcome. I wish I would see a lot of female artists who are gonna express themselves and be iconic, just like Picasso or Van Gogh or the other future artists. I wish. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you said it so beautifully that, yeah, I just said, wow, you know, after you finished talking, because it is so true, especially the part that you said, like, you know, there's men, you know, painting women's like body, but then women don't get to talk about it. And I was like, wow, that's so true, you know, and I never really processed it that way, but it's really true. And so this is really nice. And it's great that we have, you know, you on here, because you're representing women in this space. And I think that our community, as well as people who are going to watch this episode, will be really inspired by what you're doing, by your journey. And I'm wondering, where can they find you to follow you on your social platform?
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk with us, and a lot of different kind of stuff and very deep stuff about it. So I'm very kind of glad to be able to talk about it.
Yes. And where are you usually on your social media? Are you like on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? And what's your name on there? How can they find you?
Yes, I put some link from my I filled my link, but my name is it depends. Sometimes I'm on Twitter for crypto community, essentially, because it's all on Twitter and Discord. So I'm making spaces. My name on Twitter is Goldie Suchi. So it's like Gucci, but with an S, and it's Goldie because my dad has a restaurant called Yellow Sushi. So I just use his name and change it for me.
Nice. We will have all the links in the description so everyone can find it and follow you.
Thank you, Laura. We're all gonna check out your work. I think it's so beautiful, and we can't wait to see more from you. I'm definitely gonna check out the Playboy drop. And thank you everyone who tuned in today. And also make sure to follow us on our social media platforms. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and we also have a private Telegram group. And we're gonna leave all the links in the bio. And see you in the next episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode of NewForum.